Now, in this tough economic times, you know, at some point I'm feeling like our parents never went through this, because
It really doesn't feel like they did, yeah?
It doesn't feel like our grandparents were going through the
Job
economic
insecurities
times we're going through, because everything is so expensive. The cost of living is so high, so unbelievably high. Just the other day we were talking about the cost of deodorant. How is deodorant 600 shillings? Make it make sense. However, we need to move. You know, as things are doing what they're doing, we also need to be equipped with knowledge. We also need to adapt to the times. And today we're going to be talking about how to manage stress, especially when you're unemployed, or more specifically when you do not have a source of income. And number one is just embracing self-compassion. Somebody actually, I read somewhere about how you're always your toughest critic. And it's actually, this is on TikTok, Nico sad side of TikTok. And it said, nobody can hurt me the way I hurt myself.
True.
With the words I tell myself, with the things I tell myself. You wake up in the morning, you're just like, oh, I can't believe I'm such a failure at this point. And then you're like, whoa, but I'm doing the best I can. It's not like I'm just sitting on my bum waiting for things to happen out of the
just
air.
in the process.
I am doing the best I can do with the resources that have been availed to me in this moment. I am in this season of unemployment for whatever reason. I am in this season of brokenness for whatever reason. So now to just sit and now talk badly to yourself or talk negatively to yourself, it's double homicide at this point. So just embrace compassion, self-compassion. Tell yourself, you know what? It's a season. We won't be broke forever. We're doing the best we can do, and something is going to come. Something is going to happen. Yeah.
Absolutely. And another very important thing is, yes, as you're criticizing yourself, sometimes it's important to take feedback. And so trying to find people who give you constructive criticism and constructive feedback with regard to your current situation is very, very important. Say you've been putting out your CV, you've been giving it to every Tom, Dick and Harry who will look at it. And we all know these CVs come in and they're put straight in the bin. The question is, why is yours part of the ones that are going into the bin? You know, you need to understand, is it something about my CV that's looking funny? Am I not putting the right information? Am I not updated about how I'm putting on my CV? Now, seeking constructive criticism or constructive feedback doesn't necessarily mean you go and hire a professional writer of CVs, because those people exist in town. Wow, a dime a dozen. This means you actually seeking information from the places that you're trying to get employment. Say you're in IT, try and speak to someone within that organization and find out what is it that they're looking for, what is it that is attractive to them, and how do the people who got the job before you, or the people who've gotten the job instead of you, how do their CVs look? What did they do that was different? Now, trying to get yourself this information is not to discourage you or to make you feel bad because, oh, you are so bad at what you did that they didn't even consider you. No, it's to understand what to look for or what to do in the next step, so that the next CV is the final one.
And also expanding your skill set. Sometimes you lose your job because of mass retrenchment. It happens. Sometimes your job becomes redundant and they found a machine that can effectively and at a lower cost do what you do. So what do? On top of what you have, go for an extra course. Right now, there are so many free online courses, so many free things you can just get online and study. You can study from Harvard. Somebody told me, oh, I graduated from Harvard. I'm like, oh, really? I'm so excited excited for you. And then they were like, oh, it was an online course. I was like, oh, but it's still good.
It's still Harvard.
Good. So people are going to Harvard online. Ako Gedorai, lakini ako Harvard at the same time. So what's stopping you? You just need data. You just need like a few funds to do like the registration. The online community can offer you so much more. So just add on your skill set?
Yeah, School of YouTube. Why not? A lot of people have learned photography. A lot of people have learned so many different forms of, in fact, even IT people, people who already currently have jobs. I see my fiance is always looking at what is new, what is happening, update yourself on what's going on. If you're investing in stocks, what are people talking about? What is the market looking like? All this information is on YouTube, so why are you stopping yourself? Another one is also always consider extra sources of income, if at all, alternative sources of income. Because a lot of people assume that their 9 to 5 is going to be the bread and butter, but if we're being entirely honest, in this day and age, your 9 to 5 is not your bread and butter, babes. You still have to figure out how to make money outside of your work. So are you freelancing, for example? Because a lot of freelance work eventually ends up into becoming money. They pay you eventually. Are you seeking internships? Again, same thing. Once you're in the internship and you're good at what you do, you showcase your skills. Oftentimes you get retained in the company or in the brand or in the outfit, right? A lot of other options which, you know, are available to you, including part-time jobs. You don't have to necessarily be in the same field. If you are a hospitality management student, or you've just cleared your hospitality management and now you are actually supposed to go into management, you can still start a small job of, you know, being a pastry attendant somewhere, being a sous chef somewhere, or even a cook somewhere, and that will build up eventually, and then you will eventually get to where you need to go. Because at the end of the day, if you don't get your experience, you're also making yourself look bad in the market. So what are you doing to make yourself better and to put yourself in a position? What are you doing to position yourself in the marketplace?
And also networking. It may not seem like much, but always talk about yourself in other rooms, in rooms full of people with opportunities. You go somewhere, don't just sit in a corner and just look at everyone, judging them for the shoes they're wearing. Go out there, talk to somebody. You never know where your next gig is coming from, where your next job is coming from. Pitch yourself. Even if you think, this brand is too big, they could never consider someone like me. Be shameless. That's the word. Be shameless about pitching yourself. Always. Because the worst thing they could say is no. Okay? The worst thing they could do is not take up your pitch or ignore you. But at the end of the day, at least you put yourself out there.
Yep. Another thing is, as you are seeking jobs and you're trying to figure out what to do, it's always important to also make sure that your family members also understand where you're sitting. Because if you've been sending, for instance, 5K home every month, but then you're out of a job now, you can't still send that money. Where are you getting it from, you know? So it's important for you to tell people, hey, by the way, I know I used to do such and such, but it's important for you to recognize that at this moment in time, I don't actually have a job, so I may not be able to keep up with those bills. So kindly give me grace and extend grace to me until I'm able to figure this out. And then after, we can go back to the usual. But it's important for you to also, especially husbands to wives, girlfriends to boyfriends. Why are people always lying about their jobs? Oh, no, you've seen these stories and movies where literally the guy will still leave the house and go. The whole day he's gone. The wife doesn't know that they're out of a job. How are you going to help yourself? How are you going to make your life easier if you still give yourself pressure? Every month you still have to keep up with the same bills. It's important for you to also let your partner know so that they can help and supplement where that they can, right? It's very important.
And after you've tried everything and nothing seems to be working out, maybe what you have been doing is the thing that's not working out. So maybe now it's time to seek professional career counselors. Now it's time to look out for these people, find out what you're doing wrong. Is it time to update my CV? Is what's on my CV the thing that's making it being left in that pile of rejected? Do I need a cover letter or something? You now explore different avenues until you find something that works for you.
And important. We keep talking about mental health and how it is a crisis, not just in Kenya, but in the whole of the world. You need to focus on making sure that your well-being is okay. You are healthy, you are well mentally, because guess what? You get very lethargic every time you're putting yourself out there and you're getting rejected. It can be very lethargic. You start to feel exhausted mentally and physically. So it's important for you to still focus on trying to keep yourself healthy, even if it's like trying to figure out things that will get your mind out of this situation that you're in. Very, very important.
And last but not least, as we are going home, seek emotional support. Because at the end of the day, this burden of life can be a bit too heavy to carry on your own. So maybe now it's time to talk to a counselor. There are free therapists online. Actually, I had posted a few government hospitals that offer free counseling. It's actually free in almost all government hospitals. Just walk in, say what you need, and they'll direct you to somebody. There's also online free counseling. You just talk to somebody online. Yesterday, Kathomi talked about the AI programs. You just go and talk to that AI. Tell it everything. Some will offer very sound advice. Some will be a bit technical if that's what you're into. Girl, I don't know what you're into. So you figure out how to share this burden, how to share this stress, how to talk to somebody about what you're going through and how you're feeling. Because it's so unfortunate the people who take their lives, because it's too much to handle. You know, I have a wife, I have a child, everyone is depending on me. Villagers are calling, oh, Uncle Yako limeza tractor. As in, so much, people are expecting so much from you, but your cup is empty. So yeah, seek counseling, seek therapy. And that's about it. Do you have something else to add?
I don't think so, other than also be keen on trying to not get scammed, because when you're desperate, you get scammed. I think I've gotten scammed a lot when I was desperate than anything else. And honestly, it sounds so easy. When someone calls you and they tell you they have a job opportunity, you don't know them, they don't know you. Even when they tell you, I was told by so and so, just tell them to follow it up with an email with all the attached information. Please send me an email with all the information so that I can be able to better look at it. Don't be quick to like, oh, I'm sending how much? Okay, and then now you're broker than you were. Yeah. You know, you're more broke than you were. So be keen on being scammed and these scammers, because they're out there and they know. These people know. It's like they can smell it on you. And
no genuine job offer requires you to pay money to get. No, there's no such job that exists.
No.
So please, if you see, oh, you need to pay a registration of 1,000, even as small as 350. That's a lie.
It really
is. I almost fell for that one. Oh, tough times. Tough times.
Yeah, sent money like crazy. Well,
work for the UN. Just pay 350. That's a lie. That's a scam.
Jumbo Jet. It was Kenya Airways. My God, scammers are out here and they know.
Yeah, and they'll take your money.
They will take your money, and they will take all of your money, all of it. So be careful not to be scammed.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's about what we had for the show today. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a lovely weekend. Have fun. Parambilate. And clearly you guys have money because there's mad traffic outside. So on the number 0770729366, tell us where you're going. Invite us. We will come. Hatuna form. My name is Tori Faye. See you next week.
Absolutely. My name is Kathomi. Adios.